People love to complain about Windows 11. In fact, I think it's become a pastime for some people. But for the most part, Windows 11 has genuinely gotten a lot better since its release in 2021. But that doesn't mean that it still doesn't have annoyances. There are lots of things in Windows 11 that rightfully irritate a lot of people. And today, I'm going to show you how to fix them. Stay tuned. So Windows 11 has officially been with us for 5 years. Can you believe it's been that long? But when we originally got it, it wasn't exactly the most reliable version of Windows. In fact, it was a straight up disaster. I mean, it was clear that Microsoft rushed the release of Windows 11. In fact, the first beta we saw was essentially just a new skin on top of Windows 10 that included some pretty ridiculous system requirements on top of it. But ultimately, the new features started rolling in, and with them came likely one of the worst Windows rollouts that I've ever seen. And I went through the Windows ME and the Vista rollouts. But unlike Windows 8, which is the only unredeemable version of Windows, all of these versions got better with time. So has Windows 11, but that doesn't make it perfect. There are still lots of annoyances, and today we're going to fix them. But first, I got to pay some bills. So check out today's sponsor. Are you still running Windows 11 unactivated because the license just costs too much? Then you should check out today's sponsor, VIP SCD Key, where you can get a valid Windows 11 license for around $20. Stop dealing with that stupid watermark and actually be able to change your desktop background with a valid license for Windows 11. Just go to the link in the description below and pick up a valid Windows 11 license key. During checkout, use the code CYBERCPU for a 25% discount. Once you have your key, go to your activation settings in Windows 11 and click the link that says Change Product Key. Enter the product key you just purchased and hit Activate. Now you don't have to deal with that stupid watermark. And check out the description for deals on not just Windows, but Office too. Now, on with the video. So we have a lot of steps to get through, so today, let's just jump right on the system. Okay, so here we are in Windows 11. Updates should be current up to the filming of this video. And the first thing that we're going to do, the first annoyance we're going to look at is this stupid start menu. I've had lots of people I've seen complaining about this start menu, and I'm not sure how you can take a start menu that everyone hated and make it worse, but Microsoft managed to do that. But the first thing you're going to need to be able to fix this is you're going to need a tool called ViveTool. This is a tool that allows you to enable and disable different features from within Windows 11. Just follow the GitHub link that I'll have in the description. We're going to click right over here and click on Latest. And then go ahead and download the latest version. You're going to want the one for Intel or AMD, not Snapdragon, unless, of course, you're downloading this for a Snapdragon processor. And in that case, you're going to have to do the Snapdragon one. But once we get it downloaded, we're going to open up our downloads folder. We can go ahead and close this now. And we're going to extract it right here. And there you go. So then we're going to right-click right here. We're going to go ahead and hit Open in Terminal. And then from here, we're going to type in ViveTool space /disable space /ID : 4720521 and then go ahead and hit enter and access denied. Okay. So here's the problem right here is that since I didn't open up PowerShell as administrator, it obviously won't let me run the command. So let me show you how to fix that. This is another annoyance with Windows 11, and this has been an annoyance for a long time. Whenever you run a command that needs administrator privileges, but you forgot to open up PowerShell as an administrator, it essentially makes you completely close it and then start it up again. Well, not anymore. If you click on Start, go to Settings, go to System, scroll down in System to Advanced, and then from Advanced, scroll down to right here, Enable SUDO. Go ahead and turn that on, hit yes to the user account control. And now we're going to do essentially the same thing. We're going to run the same command, but this time we're going to proceed it with sudo. So we're going to type sudo, then the same command, and then go ahead and hit enter. Hit yes to the user account control, and that's it. It doesn't actually tell you anything because it just runs the command. And now that's just for the start menu itself. If you also have the phone link sidebar and you want to disable that as well, let me show you that one. So we're going to go sudo ViveTool /disable /ID : and then this ID is going to be 4869733. And then go ahead and hit enter, hit yes to the user account control, And there we go. Now, in order for these to actually take effect, we need to restart Windows. So go ahead and hit Start, Power, and restart your computer. And then once it restarts, we should hopefully have our old start menu back. So this setting specifically is what gave me the idea for this video. There's been lots of people commenting about the new Windows 11 start menu. It's likely because it was in a delayed rollout, and that rollout has, well, it just sped up actually. You know what? Sometimes I wonder that if the whole purpose of the delayed rollouts is that Microsoft has started doing lately is just stopping the flood of complaints from all coming in at the same time. You know, it's a pretty good theory. But this start menu deserves all the complaints that it gets. It sucks. Thankfully, we can restore the old start menu, at least for now. But even if you follow this process, Windows Update will still change your start menu back to the new one periodically. So you might want to take notes because you're probably going to have to run this command again at some point in the future. Personally though, I just made a script out of it and I keep it on my thumb drive now. So it's really easy to run. You just double click it and then restart the computer. And that's all you need to do. But anyway, let's move on to the next annoyance. All right, and as you can see, we click start. Now we have the good old fashioned, yeah, no one really likes this one either. But honestly, it started to grow on me. I don't completely hate the start menu anymore, but it could definitely be better. But with that said, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play around with the taskbar itself. So if we go ahead and right click here and go to taskbar settings, it'll go ahead and open up the taskbar settings right here. Now, the first thing that I always do every time I install Windows 11, without exception, is I uncheck these two boxes and turn the search box off. And also, you can also enable the emoji picker right here. And I usually always put this on enabled. And then essentially all you do is you click here and it will give you an emoji picker. It's just kind of a fun thing to have on your desktop. You have them on your phone, why not have one on your desktop? And if we scroll down and go to taskbar behaviors, one annoyance that a lot of people have is the alignment for the taskbar in Windows 11. So a lot of people like the old leftward alignment instead of being in the center. So you can change that just by changing it right here. And this is something that everyone's been talking about since the very beginning. This is one of the, probably the biggest complaints when Windows 11 first came out, is to actually move it over to the side. However, I typically use ultra-wide monitors now, and I've actually found that I think Microsoft is right on this one. I think the center is a better place to put it. That's where I personally like it, but you can put it wherever you want. But with that said, I got to scroll down here a little bit because my whole reason for coming here wasn't just to show you how to move the icons to the left, because that's pretty old news. Everyone knows about that. But there are some settings that you have to keep an eye on. And I recommend people stick and just check this out every once in a while when you update Windows, because Microsoft has been adding stuff in here that I didn't even know about. Like for instance, if we come down here, the combined taskbar buttons and hide labels wasn't always here. In fact, I actually did a video a while back showing how to make this change from the registry because I didn't know that Microsoft had made a GUI version of this command. But anyway, with the combined taskbar, essentially what these combine is if you go ahead and open a couple apps, you open a couple right here. We'll open this PC and then we'll go ahead and open up another file explorer. Let's open up an instance of Brave real quick. And we're going to go ahead and minimize that. And as you can see, we got a whole bunch of things loaded down here. And if you look here, my file explorers are actually combined together. Well, the reason they do that is just to save space on your taskbar. But what you could do is a lot of people don't like combining their icons. So if you want, you can come up to always and you can hit never. And it looks like the old way Windows used to look when if the program was running, it'll actually show the program running down at the bottom right here. And they won't all be combined into one icon. And then also, you can also do the smaller taskbar buttons. This was another one that used to be a registry hack that was never in settings, but I guess Microsoft must have added it into settings at some point because you can always make your icons really tiny too if you want. But with that said, while some people like this, I really don't. So I always put it back to the way it was before. But it's there, so you can change it if you want to. But now that we're in settings, let's go ahead and check out another one real quick. So we're gonna go back to system right here, and then we're gonna click on notification. And for this one, the first one is I would drop down these and uncheck all of these right here. These are essentially for all of the notifications that come up in the bottom screen right here that drive everybody crazy all the time. Now, once you uncheck those, you also have to scroll all the way down to where it says additional settings right here. And Microsoft's got a couple sneaky ones right here at the end. And these are essentially just Microsoft's advertising notifications, but you can turn them off from right there. You can also go into each application and either enable or disable notifications for each application, or if you want, you can just turn them all off. And then you don't have to deal with any notifications at all. However, you still will get notifications from Windows Defender, but all the other notifications should be turned off at that point. So like I just said, a lot of the settings that we just went through are pretty much old news. At least a few of them are. Some of them are new, at least they're new to me. I actually did a video a while back showing how to disable combine icons in Windows 11 by going through the registry. I had a ton of people respond in that video telling me that the setting is right in taskbar options, like I just showed you guys. And honestly, I had no idea. So it's a good idea to go back to these sections of settings just to check what Microsoft may have added, because they're adding new features all the time to Windows 11. They're even bringing back some features that we've had in the past. In fact, I've even heard that Microsoft is currently working on bringing back the ability to move the taskbar to the sides or the top of the screen. Now, the lack of that ability has never really bugged me that much because I honestly don't like moving the taskbar myself. But it's an annoyance for a lot of people, and soon it'll be fixed. So this whole section was just to let you know to keep an eye on the settings menu for features that just magically appear. In fact, I may have to start doing some more videos on that in the future. But another annoyance in Windows 11 is the fact that one of my biggest annoyances in Windows 11, in fact, is the Windows 11 context menu. Now, I've covered how to change this one before, but it deserves repeating for 25H2. So let's jump back on the system and get it done. Now, by context menu, essentially what I'm talking about is this right here. It's this little menu right here. And in my last video, I actually showed you how to replace this with a completely different program that gives you the old menu settings, but it gives you it in the theme of in the Windows 11 context menu. But now I'm just going to show you how to disable it completely and go back to the old one. So if you click start, we're going to type in regedit. We're going to go ahead and run this as administrator, hit yes. And then from here, we're going to go to current user. Then we're going to go into software and then into classes. And then from classes, we want to go up to CLSID. So we can just type that, CLSID, and we're going to go ahead and open that up real quick. And as you can see, we have a lot of really random numbers right here. Now, I'm going to cheat, and I already have what we need in my clipboard, but I'll go ahead and print it on the screen. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit new key, and then for the name of this key, you want to name it this right here. And as you'll see on the screen right now, it'll be 86CA-AA0-34AA, etc., etc., etc. It's on the screen right now. And then from there, we're going to want to right click, hit new, and we're going to want to create another key. And this one is going to be INPROC server 32. And then go ahead and hit enter. And then for this one, you'll see right here where it says default, see where it says no value set? Well, that's not good enough. We have to open it up, make sure the value is 0, and then hit OK again so it doesn't say no value set. And then once we do that, and then we can go ahead and close regedit and then right click, and now we have the old context menu back. Now, if you don't have the old context menu back, you may have to restart Explorer. It's really common. Sometimes it'll come back without, sometimes it won't. So if you need to restart Explorer, go ahead and right click and hit Task Manager. And then from here, go ahead and find Explorer in your list right here. It's usually kind of near the bottom. So kind of scroll down, find Windows Explorer, and then hit restart. And then once you restart Explorer, you should have the old context menu back in Windows. Now, I think this is a necessary change in Windows 11, and I wish it was something Microsoft would just give us a setting to change it instead of having to go through the registry. But it is what it is. In fact, the way that this works right here is it goes ahead and uses that key that we just made, and Microsoft references to that when they open the right-click menu. And when it doesn't find it, it actually crashes the Windows 11 context menu, and that's what gives you the Windows 10 context menu. So it's kind of using Microsoft's own registry against it, but it still works. But one of the biggest issues with Windows 11 that I hear a lot of people talking about is complaining about the fact that it's a retail operating system that you have to pay for, yet you still are full of ads all the time. So let's see what we can do about that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start out with opening up File Explorer, and sometimes you might see an ad up here for OneDrive, and it'll essentially, right where it says home right here, or if you go down to this PC, right at the beginning right here, it'll say OneDrive. Believe it or not, that's actually an ad. They want you to sign up for OneDrive. And they have other ads that they kind of throw into File Explorer too. So the way we get rid of them is we're gonna go ahead and open up Settings, or Options rather, down here. Go ahead and go to Options. And then from here, we're gonna click on the View tab, and then we're gonna scroll down until we find Show Sync Provider Notifications. So right here, Show Sync Provider Notifications, we're gonna uncheck that and then go ahead and hit OK. And this should disable the OneDrive ads in File Explorer, at least hopefully it will. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and click Start. We're gonna hit Settings. We want to go into Personalization, and then we want to click on Start. And this is for the Start menu. And this is going to be getting rid of the ads that show up in your Start menu. And it's going to be this one right here, where it says Show Recommendations, Tips, Shortcuts, or New Apps, and more. And essentially, that's whenever they show brand new apps in the recommended section right here. I don't have any right here. It would have been nice if one would have shown up for the video, but you know how that goes. But if you uncheck this, you'll never see them, and you won't have to worry about them anymore. And then finally, the next one that we're going to do is going to be, let me go ahead and we're going to click on the Start, and we're just going to click Lock real quick so we can see our Start menu. Now, as you can see, we have all of this stuff right here. We have this little link right here. We have this link up here, this link up here. And believe it or not, all of these links, no matter what your default browser is going to open up by default in Microsoft Edge. So essentially, a lot of these things are kind of ads for Edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log back in real quick. We're going to go into Settings, and then from Settings, we're going to go into Personalization, and then from Personalization, we're going to click on Lock Screen. And then for this, unfortunately, we have to get rid of the personalized lock screen, which kind of stinks. I kind of like the fact that we can use Windows Spotlight as our lock screen background, but unfortunately, that's the only way to get rid of this. So we're going to change Windows Spotlight to just Picture, and then from there, right here where it says Get Fun Facts, Tips, Tricks, and More on your lock screen, this is what we want to uncheck. Now, unfortunately, we can't uncheck that with Spotlight as the background. We have to change it to Picture in order to get that. And we have to leave it off, unfortunately. But once we do that, if we go ahead and close this real quick, and we're going to click on Start, and we're going to lock again, now we just have a regular lock screen. And we also have these down here. And if you want to get rid of these, you can get rid of those too. So if we go back into Settings, we go into Personalization, go into Lock Screen, and then right here where it says Lock Screen Status, where it says Weather and More, I think we can click on None, and that should turn it off. Let's find out real quick. We hit Lock, and there you go. Now you have a basic lock screen that you can just log on to Windows with. So I did my best in this video to try to find a pretty complete list of annoyances in Windows 11, but I very well may have missed a few. If I did, let me know down in the comments below. But either way, when it comes to Windows 11, I spend a lot of time being negative about Windows. But if we're going to be fair, we have to at least acknowledge that Windows 11 has gotten a lot better. There's still room for improvement though. And what I just showed you kind of proves it. But I'm just glad we don't still have the Windows 11 that we had back in 2021. But if I didn't touch on something that annoys you in Windows 11, then I might have in this video right here, where I show you how to tweak Windows 11 in a lot of ways to make it a lot better. But as always, you guys have a great day.